Welcome, everybody, to Scott County High School for some late night basketball. We hope you've stayed with us. We thought we were going to be on the air, the interwebs, at about late between Scott County and Woodford County. Freshman game 67-65 in favor of SC. Woodford got payback 58-49 in the JV game. A lot of fouls called in that one. And here we sit, Cal Oaks with Derek Varney getting ready. A couple of old 8th region rivals from back in the day. Now Woodford County's over there. Scott County's over here in the 11th, but they will do battle tonight. And it's a Woodford County program that has been transformed over the past few years. I was talking with somebody off the air, and a few years ago they came to the Toyota Classic, and they played Scott County tough, but it was the top of Scott County's game at the time. Woodford County since then has turned its football program's fortunes around, and now boys basketball with Jasper Johnson, who is ranked number 21 nationally in the class of 2025 by ESPN. He's the third-ranked point guard. He is the top-ranked sophomore in Kentucky, ahead of only Malachi Marino in most of the ranking services that put forth such information. So he's a kid that's widely known, not just here in central Kentucky. And Derek, Scott County's going to have to find a way to slow him down. He's a 6'4.5" point guard, wiry, can create his own shot, but he can create a lot of things for his teammates as well.
You're exactly right, Cal. And the way I look at it is Johnson cannot beat us by himself. We're going to have to make him do some things he's not accustomed to doing and, make the other four beat us. I don't know if there's any junk defenses that Coach Glenn's going to go with tonight. I have a feeling he's going to do a little something after talking with him, just to try to, again, make somebody else other than Jasper Johnson. He cannot come in here and get you for about 35 or 40 points, because that's going to lead to a victory, a Woodford County victory.
The athleticism doesn't end with Jasper Johnson. Aiden Nelson, who's the team's third leading scorer, is signed with West Virginia football, where he will be a teammate with Orion Fisher of Great Crossing. In fact, Neil Brown is in the house tonight to watch his future player, future pupil there. He's been over talking with Jim McKee for a while now, but this team could be even more dangerous. They have another player with some football connections, 6'9" John McCreer, the nephew of Vince Marrow of UK fame, who hasn't played all season long. He's going to Murray State and hasn't been seen on the basketball court this year. So that's at least one, I guess if there's any good news at all for Scott County, it's one less thing they have to deal with. This is a Woodford County team that's record is deceiving. Reminds me a lot of Mail, which we saw Saturday, which scares me a little bit. Woodford County 8-9 on the season, but then when you look at their schedule, they've played all the big ones. They played Ballard over at the Lexington Catholic tournament at Christmas time, and on it goes. They haven't had any. There's no Sisters of the Poor on their slate.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's not taking anything away from Scott County, because neither have they. But they just they're trying to find a, they're trying to find a rhythm. They're trying to find something positive. And I know it's going to be difficult tonight with this Woodford County team coming in here who has played the upper echelon of high school basketball. And you do that when you have you got a D1 football player, and then you have the likes of Jasper Johnson, who I know you said is ranked ahead of Malachi Marino, but he's going to have to show.
Hard to say. It's apples and oranges.
Right. He's going to have to show me, because Mr. Vince Dawson, he's a pretty smooth cat too. Right, that so just going across that sophomore class as we were talking is just unbelievable. But anyway, that's why we play the game. He has to do it just like Scott County has to do it. And hopefully we have a way to counteract him tonight, and from him not having a big night.
You're right. Scott County has something like a crazy number, like 10 or 11 top 25 teams on its schedule that it has either already played or is going to play going down the stretch. It's a matter of performing in those games. They really struggled against Mayo. They lost the night before to Bryan Station. That's a team that Woodford County beat by 26. So on paper, Woodford County has got to be feeling good coming in here. But Scott County, nothing to lose. Got to get things turned around here. 8-14 on the season. This would be a great place to start. We're going to have the anthem, the intros, and then we're going to have some basketball. I promise you, only about an hour and 20 minutes late. See you on the other side.
Nicely done.
Welcome back, Cal Oaks, Derek Varney, and Derek. Yeah, we talk about those prospect listings. I think of the Scott County teams from not long ago. We're talking 2017, 18, 19, that played the likes of Nogel Eastern, who went to Purdue, Jeremiah Francis, who was committed and signed with UNC and then went to New Mexico, Bill Moore, who went to Duke, played at Cox Mill, North Carolina. Scott County always up for those games and always seemed to fare well against those guys, found a way to make them earn their points. I've got a good feeling about tonight as far as that they'll do whatever it takes to slow down Jasper Johnson. The question is, will the rest of these Yellowjackets do what they need to do to take a win back to Versailles?
That's exactly right. You can't, say they do hold Jasper to, 10 to 12 points. We would love to see that. It's what the other four are going to do. You're going to have another guy step up and get 25, 30 points. You can't have that happen. I think if Scott County plays just their good, hard defense, without trapping, without gambling, you have to make him shoot over top of you and make everything as difficult as possible. I think they'll be in pretty good shape.
The five starters for WOFO, you have Santonio Wade, number 0, Mackay Smith, number 1. Jasper Johnson wears number 2, Aiden Nelson wears 4, and Leighton Starks is number 13. For Scott County, J.Z. Middleton, Daquise Brown in the backcourt, numbers 3 and 2, respectively. Micah Glenn, number 12. Nick Mosby, 1,000-point scorer, number 11. And Lamarion McGrath, good to see him healthy enough to play tonight. He was unable to go over the weekend against Mayo and Bryan Station. He's been nursing an ankle/foot injury, but he's ready to go tonight. And when he's ready to go, he's tough. He had a career-high 24 and a big win over Henry Clay just a couple of weeks ago. We are ready to go here on a rare Wednesday night home game, 8:48 p.m. Hope you'll buckle in and join us for the duration.
I love it. I'm a basketball junkie. It doesn't matter, Cal. I love it.
It's like an ESPN Plus starting time, but we'll take it.
I mean,
it's a Billy Hicks classic starting time, if you ask me.
College football on the West Coast, football and basketball. I stay up for that.
Hey,
I'm okay with it.
I used to stay up for 11:30 starts on CBS in the NCAA tournament back in the 80s.
Absolutely.
Those were the days.
And even now, that 10 o'clock game gets started.
Close.
You're after 11 at halftime.
It's good stuff. Wall-to-wall basketball. We're not far away from that. Good to see UK getting on a run. Let's see Scott County get on a run tonight. McGrath will jump it. Woodford County will win it to Nelson. Aiden Nelson, the West Virginia football signee, brings it up. He'll try to get it to Jasper Johnson. Right now, Daquise Brown is shadowing Jasper Johnson, and the rest of them are in a kind of a diamond.
Well, we got a triangle, and we got like a diamond and one right here. Is what we got. We got McGrath in the middle of the lane, and the other three guarding somebody, and then of course Daquise is going everywhere.
He's trying anyway. They switch up, and Mosby gets on Johnson for that shot, a long three that's missed, but the offensive rebound comes down to Starks. Now it's Nelson with it. Nelson loses the handle. He's on the floor, pushes it to his teammate, Santonio Wade, and the Jackets will reset. Opening possession of this one for the Yellowjackets of Woodford County. There's a three-pointer from Wade, in and out, rebounded McGrath.
Good board. They cannot gamble. As you saw, McGrath gambled on a pass to Johnson. You cannot do that.
Brown dribbles behind his back, takes it to the rim, gets fouled, and should go to the line. He got tripped up a little bit afterward as well. They're going to call that on Santonio Wade, his first at the 6:57 mark. First for either team. Scott County.
Cal, again, we can look out there at another team that's coming out that is the same size as Scott County. You don't have the big 6'5", 6'6" postman.
The absence of McCreer really helps Scott County, as they don't have to be staring up at somebody. Everybody felt good about that matchup on Saturday night. I know Tim Glenn did, and for the first quarter or so, it was 14-10 in favor of the good guys, and then it just went sharply the other way. Brown makes one of two.
Kind of starting out doing the same thing with Daquise Brown here. See, that's what can't happen right there.
Johnson made Glenn miss, took a three, in and out, but rebounded by the Jackets, taken to the rim and laid up and in by Mackay Smith, 2-1.
Here comes the 2-2-1 press after a make. A la Lexington Catholic right here, Cal.
Exactly.
There's the pass.
Long pass, Brown knocked away. He intended it for Glenn. It was deflected out of bounds by Leighton Starks playing defensive back there.
You have to have a good middleman right there around midcourt, Cal, to be able to catch it and either go or distribute.
Brown gets some leverage, dishes it into McGrath, misses it, gets his own board, and thrown away, but off of Woodford County.
I think Scott County, if they'll be patient, and as we talk about all the time, run their offense, run it for a minute, run it for 2 minutes. You're going to get what you want. These teams are not going to, and I know Woodford County is the case, they're not going to play defense a long possession.
Mosby inbounded from the corner. Now he gets it to McGrath. Micah Glenn finds Mosby.
See, there's an open
McGrath
shot.
for three. In and out. Rebound. Mosby goes up strong and fouled by Johnson. 2 minutes gone in this one. And
good
Mosby
sign right
will
there.
go to the line to try to take the lead. And Jasper Johnson has his first foul. 2 on the Jackets, none yet for the Cards. Mosby makes the first to tie it up. Both teams with 8 wins against some stiff competition, to say the least. Scott County has gotten more games into this point. They have 14 on the loss side of the ledger. Mosby makes both to give SC a 3-2 lead. Johnson will bring it up. Listed as a point guard in all the recruiting materials that you see and on the roster. He'll take his share of shots, though.
Oh, he will. They got to absolutely get into him and be physical, and Daquise Brown is doing that right now. You just can't get caught behind screens.
Brown almost got caught behind the screen there by Starks. Taking it to the hole is Johnson drawing the foul. Might have been Micah Glenn stopping him there. Nope, they're going to get on Daquise.
I understand Daquise is chasing him, Cal, and playing, again, like a kind of like a diamond or a boxing one. But make him stay in front of you. Don't let him catch it and make one move and get down the lane. Make him shoot over top.
Jasper Johnson ties it up with 1 free throw. He'll have another to try to give Woodford the lead. Couple of lead switches already. In and out with the free throw. Mosby rebound. We are tied at 3. 5:36 remaining first quarter. J.Z. Middleton with it for SC. Gets it over to Daquise Brown.
He's
trying to
make
pass
that
through that pressure
Yep.
and intercepted by Nelson, appropriately enough, for the defensive
Back
back.
at
There's
him.
a steal from Q. Drives it to the rim. Tried to go for the block there as Starks, but Brown lays it up and in. 5-3 SC.
See, there's really nothing special that Woodford County does on this end. It's kind of, I know what they're doing. They're running. They're kind of running the top to top that we're doing. They're trying to get Jasper coming off of screens.
Directing traffic right now up top is Santonio Wade. He'll find Nelson. Wade lost it. Again intercepted by Daquise. Tried to get it ahead to Mosby. Threw it away to Johnson. Now gets a hand in there, but Woodford maintains possession. And they find Makai Smith to reset the offense. Nelson on the right wing, now guarded by Brown. Now it's McGrath following Johnson, sloughing off of him just a little bit.
Scott County had a good turnover situation, fast break right there. They got to take control of the ball once they do work their tails off down here to get a turnover.
You got to take advantage of your opportunities against this team. A little Euro step, and they're going to get a bailout foul.
That was absolutely late. That
Very
ball,
late whistle, as he had already landed on
Yes,
the
he had.
baseline, had Santonio Wade among the cheerleaders. And Wade will go to the line to shoot.
Now, see, you would hope that your players, if you're Coach Glenn, would catch on to this kid being left-handed, predominantly left-handed. He's done the same move 3 times in a row now to try to get to his left side.
Wade with a left-handed stance at the free throw line makes the first. That's his first point of the night to get the Jackets within 1. 4:21 remaining first quarter. 5-4. Cardinals on top momentarily. There is the second free throw to tie it at 5.
Can't pick it up over there. They got to keep the dribble going, and Nick Mosby has to come up strong in the middle right here.
They haven't been as successful passing through this pressure as
No,
you
they
would
have
like
not.
them to be.
You need to advance the ball up the sideline.
Queese with a nice hesitation dribble in the drive. Shot blocked by Wade out of bounds. Will stay with SC.
I kind of like that I don't think Wade can guard Queese right now. I really don't.
Queese has been aggressive offensively since returning to the lineup, and he caught the ball after Wade deflected it, and that's going to be a turnover on SC. No argument from Q, as he knew it.
And that's about the thing about it is what you have to look at, Cal. That's his 3rd turnover here early in the ball game.
You got to minimize those.
Absolutely.
When this team has been successful this year, they've been single digits in that category almost every time. Wade with it. I like these black uniforms with light colored gold numbers. Easy to see and identify people.
See, Woodford County is very stagnant. They don't screen. They're not cutting. They're just what they're trying to do is get the ball to go one-on-one is what they're doing.
Nelson. Aiden Nelson directing traffic with his left hand, dribbling with his right. Yeah, now timeout for Woodford County.
And I think Coach Brown sees that they're doing absolutely nothing as well.
Kind of a rock fight so far. Jasper Johnson held to 1 point of his team's 5. Cleese Brown leads SC with 3. Johnson inbounds it for Wofo after the timeout. Jerron Brown, the head coach at Woodford County, former All Big East first teamer out of Bryan Station, played at Pitt. Done a good job in a short amount of time with this program. There was a running bank shot from Santonio Wade for the lead.
As he's on the left side, Cal. And they've stationed him over there, but you got to get to that left hand. You got to jump to his left shoulder.
They get through the pressure to Mosby, who will take a 3 for the lead. No good. Nelson tried to come down with a rebound. Instead, Glenn picked it up off the floor and put it back up and in to tie it at 7.
Scott County rebounds as well or better than Woodford County does, but that can't happen. I don't know what Lamarion was looking at right there. He's got to get back and match up.
Wade got it into Leighton Starks for an easy spin move, and once again, Woodford on top. Mosby will try to mimic it at the other end. He'll get the shot blocked by Nelson. Here come the Jackets. Euro step and an and-one opportunity for Mackay Smith. That gets the lead to 4 with a chance at 5.
And you see how Woodford County is best, Cal, in transition. And they're taking ill-advised shot there by Mosby in the lane, leads to an easy bucket on this end and an and one.
I don't mind taking threes, but I like them in the flow of the offense.
Sure, exactly right.
I see it for Scott County. I see it for Great Crossing. The other night when the threes came in the flow for Gage Richardson, he hit 4 in a row, and that was all she wrote.
He didn't touch rim.
Not once. One of those was from 25 feet. Rebound McGrath of the miss.
As you see, Woodford County jumps into their press after a miss. That is a heavy pressing ball team that can do that.
They are going to get after you. Nice drive by Q, but missed the layup. Too strong. Rebound Nelson.
He's got to finish that.
Mackay Smith with it. Guarded by Glenn. Smith takes it, drives it, dishes it. Layup, good. Starks. 13-7, so 8-0 run all of a sudden.
Yep. And it all comes from transition and not guarding the ball down here, letting your man go to the bucket.
Eerily similar to Saturday night.
Yep, sure is.
Glenn picks up his dribble, finds Mosby. Good bounce pass as Glenn, the give and go, but missed the layup, and the rebound comes down to Johnson. Again on the run, Woodford County. Johnson takes it to the hole, gets it blocked, recovers, lays it up and in. First field goal for Johnson.
Yep. Everything's in transition. And I'm not sure why Micah has a layup on the other end there, Cal, with a guy that's his size, and he double pumps and adjusts his shot. He needs to go right up through the guy's chin and lay the ball in the basket or draw a foul.
10 unanswered points from the Jackets. They're up 15-7, 1:32 to play here in this opening quarter. Fueled by transition, as you said, and one and done at the other end. And getting to the rim, but a lot of unforced misses. They're missing layups. It's just, losing the ball from close range, and then you're headed the other way, and Woodford's flying down with a 5-on-3.
We're not making Woodford County play defense. They don't want to play defense. They want to get the ball and go. So you make a team like that play defense, and they don't.
Brown with it. Tries to drive around Nelson, stops, now picks it up. Tried to bounce it into Moody, who's checked into the game. Eli Moody now lost it. Middleton and Moody scramble as Brown I'm not sure which one of those guys he intended to shovel that to, but it didn't work. It's another turnover.
Yeah, and they're adding up here, and as you see, Woodford County's points are adding up, and our turnovers are adding up.
15-7, Woodford lead. Woodford ball. 1 minute to play, first quarter. Johnson, guarded by Brown as he has been for much of the night. Step back three is short, and Mosby goes up for the rebound, and Brown will come away with a loose ball. The saving grace for SC is Woodford is not lighting it up from the field yet.
Right.
They're getting most of theirs at close range. Mosby behind the arc, lost control again, stolen. Here comes Nelson. Glenn got back to defend, but not quickly enough. It's another and one opportunity for the Jackets, who suddenly lead by double digits.
If you're going to foul him, you got to foul him. Make sure he doesn't score.
Micah did a good job getting back, but then get your money's worth.
Correct. Nelson is pretty athletic.
Like I say, it was easy to pick him out in the pregame because you look for the shoulders. The guy who's been in the weight room for football pretty consistently.
Yes,
he
has.
Completes the
and legs.
Play. Couple of locals going to be Mountaineers next year, Mr. Nelson and Mr. Fisher. Looking forward to seeing that. A lot of Kentucky connections with that program. There's Neil Brown in the house tonight, the Bull County native.
Gotta make something happen here. Keep running your offense. Keep running the offense. You're going to get what they
Deep
want.
Three by Glenn. That wasn't in the flow, but we'll take it, right?
Yes,
Micah
we will.
Glenn has 5, gets him off the schneid, ends a 13-0 run. In and out at the buzzer. Not sure it would have counted from Jenkins, who just checked into the game. Woodford on top, 18-10 at the end of one. Tonight's player of the game will be presented by Denise M. Keene CPA for all your tax and auditing needs. Well, not completely getting run out of the gym, Derek, but we're seeing a lot of what we saw the other night. It's kind of like an extension of the male game, as they're playing a team that likes to get out and run, and they're finding ways to sort of unintentionally encourage them to do it.
Cal, you're exactly right there. Woodford being a pressing team, but as we get the ball across midcourt, they turn into a very soft defensive team that doesn't want to be on that end of the floor. You move, you cut, you screen. You might not hit the shot, but you're going to be in successful situations to get good opportunities. So, I hope Coach Glenn sees that if we run offense, we can get exactly what we want.
Good balance for Woodford in that quarter. Johnson 3 points, Nelson 3 points, Wade, Starks, and Smith all with 4. Micah Glenn has 5 to lead all scorers for the Cardinals, who trail it 18-10 as we start this second quarter. Glenn inbounds to Brown.
Right here, out of the quarter, get the ball first. Just scored, just hit a 3 at the end of the first quarter. Capitalize.
Mosby with it. Finds Moody. Moody tried to wheel it over to Glenn and threw it into the crowd.
I have no idea why Moody's catching it and putting it on the floor.
I was afraid he was going to shoot for one thing.
Well, I know
and then he decided not to, which was the right decision.
Yeah, that's just he has to know his role to catch the ball and get it to a guard and get down and screen somebody. Do not put it on the floor.
Jenkins, guarded by Middleton, finds Nelson. Mosby picks up the defense there. Nelson spins, runs out of room, finds his man at the foul line, and a soft jumper that goes down by Starks, who has 6. Woodford back up 10.
Starks a nice player.
Glenn catch and shoot 3. He's feeling a little bit of a heat check there, but missed it. Back rim. Rebound comes down to Johnson. A 3 for Nelson. Rattles it home. Lead is a baker's dozen. We've got a lot of ways to hurt you, do the Jackets.
Yep,
and another giveaway.
As Queese dribbles
potentially.
right
Mosby
into the
finally
trap.
recovers it.
Right.
As Queese lost it, Nick Mosby found it. Drive, blocked. It will stay with the Cards. Johnson got a piece of the shot. Tristan Christopher checks in for the first time for SC, as well as Nolan Asher for Woodford County. 6:40 to play in the first half. 23-10 your score. Mosby to inbound under the bucket. Finds Middleton.
There he is.
Middleton goes back to Mosby, went up, kept his foot on the floor, didn't get called for the travel. Brown will take a very deep three, in and out. Woodford had its hands on the rebound, but Smith lost it. It will stay with the Cards.
Another opportunity right here. They're giving us anything that we want down on that end. And, of course, they're getting everything they want on this end. That's the
Scott County
trouble.
Settling for a lot of long range. Long range. Now we've got a foul on the floor before they can inbound it. That's going to be on the Jackets again. They're going to get Smith for that one. That's the first personal on Mackay Smith, the third on Woodford County. Inbound to Moody, who lays it up, no good. Rebound came down to Nelson, got bopped in the face inadvertently, but Johnson came away with the ball. He's fouled on the floor by Moody.
Boy, it's a big Euro step. That thing sure looks like a walk. Good gracious.
He took off from the foul line and got to pretty much where the little reverse semicircle would be in college, the restricted area. And there's an inbounds and a missed layup and another attempt at the putback by Nelson, but Brown comes away with the defensive board, takes it end to end, floats it off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Quade Miles, who's checked in. Brown has it, dishes to Moody. Moody gets fouled and will go to the line. Woodford player holding his hands straight up as if to say, I did everything right. I don't think they got him anyway. I think they got Smith for his second.
And it was a great bailout foul with where Moody was catching the ball.
Moody was not going to make that. He didn't make the free throw either. He's got one more. Scott County has gone ice cold, 23-10.
Wonder if Lamarion, I wonder if that's his ankle is bothering him.
Not seeing much of Lamarion now. Both free throws missed by Moody. Rebound for Woodford. Asher takes it end to end, lays it up and in, reverses.
Just no excuse for that, Cal. Just absolutely no excuse.
Nobody picked him up.
No.
That's just want to. 25-10. Queese on the drive in the and one.
And as you see, they're playing about as much defense on their end as we are down here.
Queese has done a great job getting to the rim. It's he's missed 3 or 4 shots in there. He by all rights, this could be closer. The problem is, as you pointed out, the turnovers here in the backcourt. If he survives the pressure, he's getting to the rim with impunity.
Absolutely. Just taking care of the basketball. And again, if he can get us in our offense, I think we'll have the opportunity to score. Whether we do or not, I don't know.
Can't complete the three-point play. A rebound comes into another new face in the lineup, Trey Gillette, in the game for Woodford. Asher dribbling, guarded by Christopher. Finds Jenkins. Got Johnson and Nelson on the floor as well right now. Stolen away by McGrath. That answers that question. He's back in the game.
Yep.
Was just getting a little breather. Christopher now with it behind the arc.
Got a good turnover right there. Capitalize on our end.
Go run top to top. Christopher to Brown. Brown, hesitation, drive, double pump, no good. Chases his own rebound, kicks it out. Noah Gallagher for 3. That's off. Rebound McGrath. Another opportunity. Lays it up, no good. 4th chance. Falling out of bounds and giving that chance away is Christopher.
You know, and they're getting after it. They're getting on the boards down there.
It's
just having trouble putting the ball in the basket.
God love them. They're just not able to get it to fall in right now.
They absolutely can't.
(25-12), Woodford County with the basketball and the lead. 5 minutes to play in the first half. Santonio Wade has it. Almost lost it. Regained control. Dribbles around Gallagher. The drive, the dish, the easy layup again for Asher.
As Wade is left-handed and doing everything else and doing everything to the left side, and he's yet to be prevented.
Christopher, the drive, the kick. McGrath finds Middleton for an open 3. Jay-Z time. His first of the night, cuts it to a dozen, 27-15. Jasper Johnson. Cross court to Nelson for 3. Back rim, no good.
Yeah, a little push.
Going over the top as Wade pushes Middleton, gets called for the foul. That's the 6th on the Jackets.
Wade is a nice little player. He really is. He knows he's kind of the quarterback out there and knows who to get the ball to, when to distribute, when to take the shot. Got a nice basketball IQ.
I'm impressed so far with Woodford County.
Yes.
I knew they were going to be better than that record. You just look at the slate of teams that they've played and the nature of those games and the score of some of the teams they've beaten relative to, as far as common opponents with Scott County. You don't like to play that game too much, but it was obvious coming in that Woodford was the favorite, and they're showing it in this one midway through the second quarter. McGrath to Christopher. Middleton. This time Asher guards him to keep him from taking that open three from the same spot.
Too many guys bunched up here.
Yeah, I don't like the spacing right now at all. That's an interception tipped to himself by Wade. Wade all alone at the rim. McGrath tries to stop him and can't. Wade lays it up for his 5th and 6th points of the night.
Yeah, that kid can play.
And another deflection by Nelson, but Christopher recovers.
He needs to keep attacking.
Nelson attacking Christopher. Christopher gets around him, misses, gets his own rebound, tries to kick it out, finds McGrath. McGrath the drive uncontested. Lamarion is on the board, 29-17. They've gotten into some basket swapping now.
Right.
But you'd like to get this to single digits before the half if you could.
We need a couple stops. That's what we're not getting. They're getting layups on this end, and everything we're doing is difficult on the other end.
Nelson and Johnson playing pass. Now Wade with it in the backcourt, guarded by J.Z. Middleton. Asher's had a nice second quarter. He touches it up to Nelson. Back to Asher. Asher thought about a three. Now he'll find Jasper Johnson for a three. Right wing in front of the Scott County bench. Nothing but net.
And he's going to shoot that right in Miles' face every single time. He's got that length. He's got a little step back.
32-17. Woodford on top. Deflection, Nelson. Steal, Wade. Wade to Nelson. This is a 2-on-1. Nelson lays it up, gets fouled by McGrath. McGrath landed awkwardly on his ankle. Don't want to see that.
No, do not.
Nelson will go to the line. 2:23 to play.
You can see Nelson's physicality. Just, you can see the football in him. You can see a football player you can pick him out on a basketball court.
Yes, you can. Athletes are athletes.
Yes.
And play them all, kids. Another left-hander. Nelson puts the first free throw home. His team's biggest lead of the night is 16 points, 33-17.
Hotel subs.
Woodford's gone deep in this one. And they've gotten their money's worth from it. There's nobody really standing out on the score sheet. Nelson leads them with 7 right now of the 33. In and out with the second opportunity. McGrath rebound, finds Middleton. They'll pick up the pressure. Well, Woodford.
Well, I do like how they jump. Even after a miss on a free throw, they jump right into that press.
McGrath blocked.
Yeah.
And recovered by Nelson.
That's the kind of thing you just baffles you don't understand.
Gillette on the block. Another Euro step by Johnson. Couldn't get it to fall. Kind of a wild shot. Rebounded by Wade. We'll find Nelson for a second chance three. That's no good. Rebound Glenn. Micah Glenn, step back from 15 is good. Glenn has 7, but the Cards trail by 14. Minute 45 to play in the half.
Micah was wide open right there. I mean, they're just
He'll take that all day. That's his
absolutely.
game right there, that mid-range. You'd like to think it's the 3, and he can get hot from 3, but that mid-range game, especially when it's open like that, I'll have Micah shoot that all day. There's Glenn with the hustle to try to get the ball away from Nelson. He's going to get called for the tackle. Nelson a little slow getting up, but rises to his feet finally. No, they're going to get Nelson there. I thought they were going to get Glenn, but I guess Glenn had the steal in the eyes of the officials. And they'll get Nelson for his second foul. So it's a 1-and-1. Michael will go to the line. The clock's your friend here, theoretically. 1:28. It stops to go in the second quarter. But Glenn misses the first. Rebound tip from Gillette to Johnson. And here comes Woodford County. Johnson dribbles behind his back through his legs.
Wow.
And Glenn has no choice but to foul him, as he was firing it into Gillette for an easy 2.
And a bonus.
Both teams now
both
with
teams,
7. So Jasper Johnson will go to line for 1 and perhaps the bonus. 6 points on the night for the Super Soft.
He's missed
Missed the
two free throws in a row.
He's
Yep.
found something to work on there. Scott County comes away with it. Glenn in the corner. Picked it up. Middleton juggles it. Gets it to Gallagher for a three that's in and out. Rebound Johnson. Up ahead. That's going to be another easy layup for Woodford County.
You can't miss a shot from the wing,
Jenkins.
Cal, and then have nobody back. You got to have a guard rotating back at all times. They're just getting killed in transition.
Jenkins, the latest Yellow Jacket to score. Brown sticks the mid-range. He's got 7. But again, just swapping buckets right now. Under a minute, 43 seconds, in fact, to play in the second quarter. Wade, step back, inside the arc, but it's good. Wade with 8. His team leads by 16.
Very
Here comes
nice.
Brown.
He's got a nice game.
Brown at the foul line. Into Gallagher. Short range jumper is good. Warming up here at both ends, but Scott County's got to get some stops.
My goodness.
Jasper Johnson dribbles between his legs, passed it up. Air ball attempt.
Cal, I think he
from
just
Jenkins.
dribbled between everything that he had right there and our players. I don't even see what he did with the ball right there.
The young man has some handles.
He really does. You know, he's got nice players around him. It's not just him. I was thinking it was him.
This is a complimentary team
Yes.
that's going to be heard from in the 8th region. People saying right now that South Oldham is the team over there. Or North Oldham,
yes.
Excuse me, you're right.
Yep.
North Oldham. They were the team that was at the King of the Bluegrass and put on a good show. Got to the Final Four. Mosby.
Anytime it's got the word Oldham in it, it's pretty good.
You know, the hope is for all sports that Scott County and Great Crossing both share that distinction and are both tough to deal with in everything.
Right.
As the years go by, Mosby sinks the first half of the bonus. He'll take another. Mosby has made all 4 of his points from the line. 37-25, 10 seconds to go.
Kind of know what's going to go on here.
Johnson from 3 to beat the buzzer. Back rim, no good. And getting tangled up. Gillette and McGrath. No harm, no foul there. The horn will sound. And your score at halftime. Woodford County 37, Scott County 25. I'm impressed with Woodford County. I know you are as well.
I am, but I'm also know that Woodford County's getting everything pretty easy. You know, I don't know how it's tough to judge how good somebody is when they're getting layups after layup and easy 3-pointers, just nothing really contested. So, yes, I am. I know they can put the ball in the basket, but I'd like to see them if they have to earn it. And they got a really, really sharp defensive team on them.
After the band finishes playing, we'll have some scoring summary and talk about. We've got a week off, but we've got some good games coming up here on the network in the month of February that will be pretty significant as we head down the home stretch toward the playoffs, and we will talk about those.
Cal, being the sports buff that you are, it just came to mind as I kind of looked at my phone here. Did you see the young man last night that scored 29 points in a row for I think one of them, it may be Eastern Michigan or whatever. He scored 29 consecutive
29
points.
in a row.
Yes.
You talk about Gage Richardson having a quarter the other night, but 29 in a row.
He had 43, and he had 29 consecutive points.
Ay. Give him the ball and get the heck out of the way.
Yes.
Good balance for both sides for Woodford County. Leading the way, Santonio Wade has 8, Aiden Nelson 7, Leighton Starks with 6, Jasper Johnson with 6, Mackay Smith with 4, Nolan Abner with 4, Jonte Jenkins with 2 for the total of 37. It's Daquise Brown with 7, Micah Glenn 7 to lead Scott County. Nick Mosby with 4, all from the line. J.Z. Middleton with 3, Lamarion McGrath and Noah Gallagher with 2 for the total of 25. Scott County's got a big one Friday night. They have to go to Sayre. Sayre's been tough. They've beaten Henry Clay twice now, got off to a 3-0 start in the district. And in order to avoid that 4-5 game, they've got to get some momentum now to the Cardinals, and they've got to win that one.
Yeah, they do. They need to come out in this second half right here and try to establish something positive. I'm not saying they're going to win the ball game. Make it respectable, play hard, and do the things that are going to help you succeed. Play better defense. Be better on the offensive end. And yes, going to Sayre, what that does, if you get good momentum here, going into Friday night to a district game, you had Sayre is deep this year. They really are. They got a lot of kids back. They understand. They play the I call it the Lexington 2-2-1 press. It started with Lexington Catholic, and a lot of teams do it, as you see Woodford County doing it here tonight. So, they're still not, not all is bad right now, and the door's closed on the season. But get something positive. Get something positive. Get some life about you. Get some energy about you.
Yeah, it's getting to crunch time for sure. Put up or shut up time, or whatever you want to call it. And, it's time to get something going. It's a different animal at Sayre this year. Chris Wilhite and I were talking after that game. That is the most athletic Sayre team we have ever seen.
You can't look at Sayre and go, oh my gosh, they're beating people. No, it's not. They've been building the program. I mean, you have their football program. Again, as we said, you take a former NFL great player, a great quarterback, Chad Pennington. That's all it takes. It takes a Dennis Johnson here at Woodford County to come in, and you got guys around you who you played college ball with that are bringing their kids to your school, and that's all it takes.
Who is the only quarterback to win an AFC East title during Tom Brady's career with the Patriots? The answer to that question is Chad Pennington, and he did it with two different teams.
I was going to say Turk Schoner.
The throwing Samoan, Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson.
Speaking of which, what do you expected on Sunday?
Wow. If there is any,
they are now a favorite, a road favorite by a point and a half.
I know, and I got all kinds of theories in my head. Is he going to come out? Is Mahomes going to pull the? Is he going to pull the Isaiah Thomas limping on one ankle and just do a heroic?
Willis Reed, if you want to go back another generation.
You know what? I think if we continue to play and they play, I just think we're better. I think the Bengals are better. I really do.
I think they are too. I think they've been the best team in the AFC for 3 months now.
Yes.
I think that's going to. And I think the 49ers have been the best team in the NFC, and I think that's going to bear itself out.
Because I think it comes down to our defense against their defense, and I'll take the Bengals defense anytime.
Think you're going to be able to party like it's January 1982 or 1989 if you live in Cincinnati or San Francisco. I think we're going to see round 3 of that one.
Little icky shuffle
in the Super Bowl. I still have nightmares of Charles Alexander getting stopped on the goal line, and that whole game turns around if that doesn't happen.
That's exactly right.
So interesting times if those two teams go back at it. Back to basketball. Great Crossing with a win on Monday night. They got their money's worth from Frankfort. Now they got to go do it again at Wilkinson Gymnasium on Friday night in the rematch. It's kind of an odd scheduling situation. You play a district rival on a Monday. You got to do it again on a Friday night at their place. I'm of the feeling that 3 days will give them a chance to watch film, evaluate, say, okay, what did Frankfort do to us, and how can we exploit it instead of them exploiting us?
Yeah, and I am not taking anything away from Frankfort, but I think Great Crossing was a tad bit, I used the word bored on Monday night when they kind of were going through the motions. I think the 3-2 zone that Frankfort is going to continue to put on them, when you miss shots against that, and they're not going into Malachi, that's what it made it look like. Oh my gosh, that Frankfurt's playing so well. And Frankfurt was hitting shots. They were. But as we talked at halftime Monday night, I said, Great Crossing is a third quarter team. They came out, they put their press on, they got some turnovers. Janias Burrell was really great that night.
He was a rock in the first half to keep him in it.
And then
Malachi Marino with a big third quarter, and Gage Richardson went
berserk. He just blew everything open, and I think they have the luxury of being able to do that. Hey, we're not playing well. Let's kick it in, and all of a sudden you look up and somebody's hit 4 threes on you, right?
The Warhawks were number 5 in this week's state media poll. On Saturday night at 7 o'clock at the Gary Moore Classic at Franklin County, they will take on number 2 Lexington Catholic. And that, for all intents and purposes, a lot of us think maybe if everything shakes out. Now, you never know how the draw is going to shake out, but that will be an 11th region preview of something. I would think those teams would have a good shot at meeting down the road. So we're going to see what they're both made of against one another on Saturday night.
Absolutely, and I think it's my opinion with seeing a little bit of Lexington Catholic and seeing a lot of Great Crossing. I really think it's Great Crossings to lose. Just that's how I just think they're, especially with losing Hagen, Madison Central. I thought Madison Central could beat anybody at any time, and I really did think that they were. At one point, they were the best team in the region.
They had that toughness and that experience. They had that age going for them. And
yes, that's exactly right.
I don't think they necessarily have it anymore, and they certainly don't have depth-wise, not that Great Crossing plays 12 guys either, but
No.
just now it's easier to match up with them. Not easy by any stretch, but easier in that you can pick your poison a little better, and you can focus on a couple of their big guns, Jalen Davis being one, perhaps Jaden West.
Yes.
And take care of business that way. Robbie Todd, they seem to neutralize him with Marino and Godfrey, who continues to just
that's kind of got, was talking to a guy.
His game.
You're exactly right, and that all comes from he is really able to take advantage of how good the players are around him, because it's like, hey, here's Vince Dawson, here's 7-foot Malachi Marino, here's Gage Richardson knocking down, and all of a sudden, hey, here I am, guys, I'm right here.
Well, and what Gage did the other night just opens things up too, because pretty soon he does that, you're not going to be able to go zone on this team.
No,
your blueprint is going to be ripped up in your face, and then who knows what you can do to
they're an opposing coach's nightmare just watching them on film. You're like, okay, what do we do? What you do to neutralize them is you better hope you have someone beefy, kind of like Western Hills does, to match up with Malachi, and you got to beat on him a little bit and
sandwich him with
absolutely
those
you have
two
to
Campbells at once,
and then hope that there's not a great shooting night by you. Hope there's not a Gage Richardson that hits 4 threes when Malachi is It's again, there's just so many.
When they're working inside out, they're at their best. And that's what
they
did the other night. They got Marino going, and then they were kicking it out to Gage and lights out.
And then they're going to guard. They can do so many things on defensive end because of the rim protectors, not just Malachi. He can Malachi can control both ends of the floor, but Jeremiah can block shots with the best of them as well.
I hope the college coaches are taking notice of Jeremiah Godfrey. He's the only non-sophomore on the entire roster. He's a 24. 6'7", can jump out of the gym. I just saw something on social media today talking about his classroom exploits. One of his teachers just saying glowing things about him. So here's a kid that's going to perform in all facets at your school. So if you're in the sound of my voice, get on the Jeremiah Godfrey train is what I would give you for advice. Scott County's the team tonight, though, and they are facing an uphill climb against Woodford County at 37-25 deficit. And the Cards got to try to get something going in this one, as they have not won a game since Mercer County a week and a half ago. Saturday night on the road. They had a winless week last week, including 2 in this building.
And talking to Coach Glenn, he's he's a positive person anyway, but then you talk about his team, he goes, he'll show you the ways that they still have so many chances in the district, and then show them how they can sneak in here, how they can be here. We need to avoid this. And I'm sure he sits there and this is his team, and he's able to see all that stuff, but you have to, these guys have to go out here and perform.
Yeah, eventually they have to go out and get it done on the court.
Absolutely.
Because, he's been drawing comparisons to that 2019-2020 team, but they started making their run a little bit earlier than this. They had a little good winning streak the end of January to the beginning of February, and then
they did. And then as
they have Taryn Hamilton.
That's what I was
team,
talking about.
It's
you can make a good run when you got that. When you're playing with a Division I kid.
Speaking of Division I kids, Jasper Johnson just gets an easy deuce to start the second half, and Woodford's up 14.
And see, that's a play, right? That they knew the play that they were going to run when they came out of the locker room, and they executed it perfect. Got him on the left side, turning back to his left. He's left-handed.
Glenn with a high dribble, but he gets fouled by Nelson. Nope, they're going to get Wade reaching in. He was kind of sandwiched there. That'll be the third on Santonio Wade. It comes with 7:25 remaining in the third quarter, so there's a little bit of a break for SC. Bill inbound from under the basket. Mosby goes over the top to Glenn, guarded by Nelson. Glenn will take a 3. Rattles it out, in and out, and the rebound comes down to Johnson. Johnson dribbles to the foul line or the top of the arc, fires it into Nelson, too strong on the layup, and not able to get his mitts on the rebound is Leighton Starks.
And there's no reason why Starks should have had his hands on the ball. Scott County has got to turn. And Coach Glenn said it's been such an emphasis in practice of just really putting the ball up on the glass and making them turn and block somebody out until the ball bounces on the ground.
Mosby, they get through the pressure. He finds Glenn. Glenn has to save it to Mosby to avoid going out of bounds. Now Middleton and Brown. So everybody touched it up on this possession except for McGrath. He's guarded by Starks.
Spacing right here.
McGrath tries to set a screen, can't. Now it's Glenn. Glenn drive, step back, finds Middleton. Middleton drives to the right baseline, puts up a 15-footer, rolls it in. Jay-Z with 5 points. He got the hometown roll there.
Marion's hurt again.
Well, Marion calling for a sub, and it'll be Noah Gallagher when we get a stoppage in play. But the baseline drive uncontested by Makai Smith, and finally McGrath goes down. He tried to make a go of it tonight, and they put the score on the wrong side of the board there. It's a 14-point.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We will take it.
14-point lead for Wofo, and McGrath is in some serious pain as trainer Dan and Coach Glenn.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than coming off an ankle injury and it happening again.
You got to assume it's the same one.
Yes.
He landed awkwardly on it once that I noticed in the first half, and I think that was more fear than anything. He kind of winced and then was okay. This time it was pretty clear that he landed wrongly on it. He's getting the help up now from both coaches, coach and trainer. And they'll probably help him right to the trainer's room, I would think. He looks to be walking in that direction.
Yeah, Trainer Dan said, the bench. Trainer Dan said, let's go to my house over here.
And he will, I guess they're going to bring him this way, maybe toward the locker room or the bench. It is 41-27. This break in the action comes with 6:26 remaining in the third quarter. Cards trail by a bundle. Jay-Z Middleton will inbound it. Woodford keeping 3 in the backcourt to keep up that pressure. Now Johnson will join them. They will pass through it with the Cardinals.
It's a nice look right there. That's how you break the press. You see there's 2 passes and we're in the lane with a soft little jumper. I mean, that's right there is how you break the press.
Lead remains a dozen. Johnson, nobody contested that drive at all, and he just floated it up with his left hand. Jasper Johnson has 10, 43-29. Middleton, drive and kick to Glenn for 3, short, tipped by Nelson, recovered by Brown. Queese with it. Drives awkwardly. Johnson got a piece of it, got the rebound, gets it out to Wade. Wade, long pass.
Good block.
Shot blocked, recovered by Smith. Can't get the second chance to fall, but there's a foul on the floor on Scott County.
We just got to get after the ball, Cal. Rebounding is 90% want-to and 10% know-how. Put somebody, I mean, the shot goes up, find somebody, and then go after. Make contact, then go after the ball.
Rebounding has been a struggle. It has had to be a by committee thing here for a couple of years now. Even with Jeremy Hamilton, he wasn't overly tall, but
right.
He'd have games where he had the want to. He would go up and get it.
And his bounce got him a lot of rebounds, too.
Drive and dish did not work for Woodford as Brown made the steal. Threw it hard to Gallagher, who had to recover for a moment, kind of got it off his face, and then missed the layup. Here's Johnson with it. Draws a triple team, throws it to Mosby. Back the other way. Mosby to the rim. Up and under. It's good. First field goal of the night. He only had 1 field goal or 2 points all night against Mayo, but there's a dish from Wade to Starks for the jam.
Cal, we had 2 players that didn't make it down the floor on the offensive end and then got beat on the other end that they were already standing on.
I don't know how you celebrate a basket when you're down by 12 points. Just get back and play defense. Brown for 3. In his first 3 of the night.
But you know what? He's shooting the ball so much better. I remember him not even looking for shots.
No, he didn't have that confidence. And
he did not.
Early in the season, there was a game against Douglas that Scott County didn't win, but he had a good offensive night, took a couple of threes that went down, and it feels like when he's been healthy, he's been a threat from out there. It's not his first inclination. He loves to get to the rim. Backdoor cut for Johnson, tipped by Brown, intercepted by Mosby. Cards have a chance to get it to single digits.
2 turnovers in a row there, Cal.
Glenn thought about a 3, but was very closely guarded by Smith. Here's Brown, blanketed by Johnson. Bounce pass, nice cut by Middleton, but he has to go get the ball in the corner. Finds Glenn. Glenn lost control, but a reach-in foul bails him out. 4:05 to play third quarter, and SC, I wouldn't say it's a run. They've only cut 1 point out of the halftime lead, but things are looking better, and Woodford's helped them out a little bit.
We'll take any little wins we can get there, Cal.
Woodford has helped them out just a tad here with some turnovers and some struggles from underneath the basket.
Coming back in with Nelson.
Christopher.
Oh, it missed him bad. Gosh, he's got to see that. That's the man you want, is the man rolling. That's what that play's designed for. It's not for the guy popping to the corner. It's the screener.
Brown, he checked 3 in and out. Crashing the boards is Gallagher, but Smith collecting the long rebound. Asher with it to Smith. He's got Starks as well as Jenkins and Johnson on the floor.
Oh,
excuse me. Johnson's not even in the game right now. There's a steal by Christopher to jam. You haven't seen too many dunks out of SC this year.
He has missed several of those. He's tried and tried, he hammered that one. There's a good little motivation right there, and get your team fired up.
Scott County's within 9.
He hit that hard.
Signs of life, and that will do it from you. If you can get a jam out of
yes, sir,
the 9th guy on your roster, essentially. He's been a spark plug, though. He really kind of turned that game at Mercer County, the last win we were talking about 11 nights ago.
When I first saw him last year as a freshman, I said, if this kid learns how to score, when he learns how to score, because he will, I said, the way he controls himself, he's got a high basketball IQ. If he starts putting the ball in the hole, look out.
He took it right to the hole and left no doubt.
He said this one is going in the rim hard.
That was a highlight moment for young Tristan Christopher, who's got a lot of career ahead of him here at SC. And he's got some hops.
He did. He got up off the floor right there.
Just got to get some confidence.
He got his steps down. He looked back and he said, watch this.
Don't believe it, just watch. 45-36.
Running flex right here. Switch the screens if you need to.
Gallagher got a hand in there. Woodford almost gave it away again. Now Johnson looking for somebody. He finds Asher. Johnson a deep 3. Front rim no good, but Asher crashed the boards and missed the layup. Ball still bouncing around. Wade will get a third opportunity for Woodford.
See, Cal, we're playing good defense, but look at all these opportunities.
Wade drives the baseline, misses. Another rebound for Starks, another 3-point attempt. That's 5 shots. How about 6? Unbelievable. Missed that one too, and I think Scott County finally tipped it in the Woodford goal.
There we go.
That's what happens. I don't know if they're going to credit that to Starks or Jenkins. Could have been either one.
Got to be Starks.
I think so. Mosby steps inside the arc and drains one. So after all that drama at the other end, he gets them back within 9. But gosh, that was a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, cut this thing into to single digits.
6 shots on 1 possession.
We picked it up on the defensive end, and that's what's causing Woodford County problems. But when you get 6 opportunities.
Asher, guarded by Gallagher, finds Johnson. He loses Middleton, takes it to the rack, and Brown will foul him and make him earn it at the line. 1:54 to play, third quarter.
Bad matchup having Jay-Z on him.
Yeah, that was an M&M'er.
Yep. Mismatch.
And in fairness to Jay-Z, Jasper Johnson is going to be a mismatch against a lot of people.
Yes.
This is the free throw. We found the dent in the armor, as he has missed at least 3
Yes,
now.
he has.
They have to look back and see his free throw percentage for the season. Made the second one. Coming into tonight, he was an 80% free throw shooter, 44 for 55. Mosby for 3 in and out, rebound Wade.
Like to see that one go right there. It's a good shot. I'm always okay with, but not that.
Wade takes it the distance, misses. Put back attempt, missed, but going to the line will be Starks as a foul on Scott County.
Another offensive rebound for Woodford County. It's just a killer.
Just
Absolute
going to get
killer.
it. And as we said, that they're tall, they're rangy, but they're not overwhelmingly so compared to Scott County. So
they're when you get beat to the basketball, when you get beat to the rim on your defensive end, there's just no excuse for it.
Another missed free throw. So Woodford's leaving the door ajar, to be sure. Just got to get some guys like Mosby and Glenn hot from 3 and Middleton 2 and have a chance at this one. Rolls in the second. Starks has 11 points.
Looks
to
like
lead the Jackets.
if we make it close, they're suspect from the foul line.
That would be a strategy at this point, I
Yep.
think, at least tonight. Brown to Moody. Mosby touches it to Brown. Brown drive. Queese layup.
Nice.
Drives. Gets the contact and will go to the line.
Queese is absolutely taking them to the rack. If he was a finisher, wow.
It's not the part of his game that's fully developed, but he has 11 tonight, and he's had nights where double digits have looked effortless, and this is the first free throw. Gosh, I remember him from freshman year at Great Crossing, and you just knew he had the ability to be a game changer no matter where he played.
Yes, you just never know what you're going to get from him. That's the mystery.
Misses the second free throw as well, chasing down the rebound. Starks gets it to Wade. Scott County will run back and play defense. 11-point lead for the Jackets. It was 12 at halftime. So Scott County's played better, but hasn't made much of a dent. They got to within 9 on a couple of occasions. Wade, dangerous pass for Starks, now lost the handle. Mosby reaches in a couple of times. Woodford keeps it, plays keep away, but misses a short baseline jumper, an air ball, and Mosby grabbed it. Now out to Christopher. Christopher, Euro step. Wild drive, just lost control of it. Didn't know if he was going to shoot or pass, and did neither.
Christopher cannot Euro step on the left side and end up on the right side. He's got to make something happen. If you're going to commit to go to the bucket, go to the bucket. Either get your shot blocked, put it in the bucket, or get fouled.
If you get called for a charge, then so be it.
But that was just, we get out on a fast break here and turn the ball over.
Back to Wofo, 49-38. 33 seconds to go, third quarter. There's another pass turnover. That's too high from Wade to Johnson. Scott County's done a pretty good job defensively against Jasper Johnson. There's a ways to go in this one, of course. A full quarter to be played after this 30 seconds. But they have, quote-unquote, held him to 10. Moody dribbles behind his back and loses it to Starks, rolling around on the floor, no travel.
Again, Moody putting it on the floor. There's just not a lot of good things that can happen.
Johnson guarded by Mosby. Dribbles all around, takes a three, dagger.
Wow.
I spoke too
big
soon
time.
as Jasper
big time
Johnson
right there.
Knocks down the big-time shot to give his team a 52-38 lead as Brown, too late and too little, misses the 60-footer at the horn. 52-38 Woodford County. So they increased the lead in a quarter where Scott County made some overtures. He'd been held to 10 points until then, but Jasper Johnson rains down a three, pretty much with Nick Mosby in his face.
I think he had 2 or 3 of them jumping at him right there.
He was just crossover dribbling to beat the band over there, and then next thing you know, it was in the bottom of the bucket.
Yes, he has that. He's on the right side. He's a left-handed, and he does a step back that you just can't reach. The defender can't reach, and it looks like that somebody's playing good defense, but he gets himself enough space, and that's all that, good shooters, all they need is just a little window.
He doesn't require much more than arm's length to beat you. Scott County ball to start this fourth quarter. They trail by 14. Brown picks up his dribble on the left baseline, finds a cutting Eli Moody for his first 2 points of the night.
Great pass by Q right there. His court awareness right now is really good. His decision making sometimes not the best, but he's getting to the bucket and he's making things happen.
He's certainly been the best matchup offensively in this game.
Yes.
Is him getting to the rim. The ranginess of Woodford County is just making it tough to hit from outside consistently. Scott County's hit 3 threes, 1 each from Glenn, Middleton, and Brown. Woodford County, clock is their friend right now, 7:13. They lost it in the corner. Brown will, nope, there's going to be a travel. Thought they might get Brown for a bailout foul there, but taking the steps was Gillette. Clock stops at 7:10.
I do notice, and I know you noticed as well, that if Johnson, it'd be scary if he was a little more active. I don't know if tonight he's saying, well, you know what, we got this lead and my guys are doing well, but he's not the most active.
Christopher, drop off to Moody for a layup. It's 10 points, the deficit now, 52-42, and Moody is
plenty of time.
Awakened. Johnson drive, rolls it in off the front rim.
Yeah, I don't know why Queese wants to get up and guard him belly to belly. Get back, make him step back and hit a 28-footer.
Stolen away, tipped, and Wade with a layup that missed, chasing the rebound, but Brown getting it. Abner again on the steal, and now you get another steal from Abner, who's on the floor, as Nelson got a piece of it first, and Jerron Brown gets the timeout from the sideline. 54-42, Woodford lead and the ball with 6:34 to play. This game brought to you by your Scott County and Great Crossing Bird's Nest Network sponsors, Bluegrass Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider of Bird's Nest Athletics, Burger King, Galvin's on Main, Greens Toyota of Lexington, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Domino's Pizza, Hoghead Trailer Sales, Greens Toyota of Lexington, Chick-fil-A, TMMK, Burger King, Steve Skirman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Sword Performance, the official sports drink of Bird's Nest Athletics, Clark's Pump and Shop, multiple Georgetown locations at your service, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, Dan Cummins, Kroger Hometown Pickup, Ozer Paint and Flooring, DMK CPA, BMT Maintenance, Jersey Mike Subs, Brett Halverson, Coldwell Banker McMahon, News Graphic, and I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. We'll catch you next time if we did.
You should not forget them, Cal.
I better not forget the mothership.
The mothership.
Tuesdays and Fridays in ink and 24/7 online. Please subscribe today and support full blanket coverage of Bird's Nest Athletics. We've got another foul at that other end, and Woodford's going to shoot free throws. Tiptoeing the line, Trey Gillette the third. Sinks the first. Foul was on Eli Moody, his second. Cardinals fourth of the half. Woodford has 3. Woodford has 2 timeouts remaining. Scott County with 4. That resets it for you. The lead is a baker's dozen, 55-42. Gillette rattles in the second free throw. So now it's a 14-point advantage.
As they jump right into their, it's a 2-1-2. They match up at midcourt, which makes it even more difficult. But your sideline guys have got to come up and help get the ball across midcourt.
Brown drives aggressively, fires up a shot in traffic, high off the glass and in. Daquise Brown having himself a nice game, but Scott County still got a big hole to dig out of here. 56-44, 5:41 remaining. Jasper Johnson guarded by Brown. Step back. Brown all over it. Bench trying to get into it here. Wade, the out of control drive, and that's going to be the bailout foul to end all bailout fouls, because he was just throwing that to nobody in particular.
Again, it's everything one-on-one for Woodford County. The layback, almost in a zone. I wish they would. I'm a zone guy. If you can't guard people, you got to find something else. But just make them shoot over top. The straight line drives to the bucket have killed Scott County all year.
They're going to say he was in the act of shooting. Ball didn't lie on the first one. 5:30 to play.
Right.
Wade will have another. His team up by 12. He was just completely out of control and firing it to the right corner. He makes the second free throw. It's Antonio Wade's first point of this half. He has 9 on the night. Daquise Brown leads the Cardinals with 14 points. He will try for 2 more, get to the rim, get fouled. Drew that one on Jasper Johnson, it appeared. Nope, they're getting Wade again with the push. That's his 4th. Been a couple of times tonight where Woodford County has doubled somebody and Wade has been the odd man out and drawing the foul.
Right.
Brown sinks the first.
I guess we got our player of the game right there, don't we?
Daquise Brown will be tonight's DMK CPA player of the game for Scott County, barring some crazy comeback where someone else does a Gage Richardson and hits 4 or 5 threes in a row. Brown makes both. He has 4 this quarter. He has 9 this half. He has 16 on the night, and he's facilitated things nicely for others as well. Congratulations to Q. He'll get the steal here. Chance to get his team back to single digits for the 3rd time this half. Little hesitation. Now he'll kick it out to Jay-Z for 3 one time. No. The front rim, no good.
Thought it was Jay-Z time there.
Rebound by Mackay Smith. Could have gotten him within 8. Smith, the drive, the draw of contact.
You know, the incredible draw charge situation right there. And Mosby, no, I'm sorry. Yes, Mosby gets over there, and then the guy drives right by him.
Eli Moody has picked up 4 fouls in about the amount of time it took me to drink this bottle of water in front of me. I think they've all come in this quarter. Yes. Maybe the first one was late in the 3rd. Missed free throw. I don't have the stats. Tom Hendricks will get them to me after the game. But Woodford County has had to have missed at least 10 free throws tonight. So
that's what I said. If
this game could be a lot farther out of reach.
I wish it was a closer game for the mere fact that we get Woodford County, you know, from the looks of things and what they've proven tonight is that, you know, they're shaky from the foul line.
That's been the story tonight.
There's another miss.
Missed both there. Rebound by Mosby. And they are a 61% team. That's similar to Great Crossing. It's been kind of a bugaboo for them as well. 61.7. Glenn spins. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Johnson. That was a tough shot, trying to get it over Davion Sturgis. And a wild shot by Woodford that goes out of bounds off of a black jersey. It will go back to Scott County. They trail by 11, 4:21 to play. A long inbounds pass, Middleton to Glenn. They got to hurry here a little bit. Time is not their friend, and there is just an unforced error, backcourt violation, as Glenn tried to throw it to Queese, and he wasn't over the bird's feathers yet.
Sometimes you can't make this up.
It has been a long, strange trip of the 22-23 season for the Scott County Cardinals, who, barring somewhat of a miracle here, will go down to their 4th consecutive defeat and assure themselves no better than a 500 regular season. And it ain't going to be that, because they still got to play GRC, and I think Lexington Catholic, and Lord knows who else. 8-15 if they lose this one.
And looking forward to that 4-5 game in the district.
Right now it appears that way, and they would be playing more than likely Henry Clay or O'Brien Station. As another bucket by Nelson. He's been quiet in the second half. He's got 9 on the night, however. Lead is back up to 13. Christopher finds Middleton. Kick to Mosby for a 3. That's off, way off.
Way off. That's not.
Rebound by Jenkins. He usually lines that one up better at home. And he gets the steal here. Maybe get himself a layup. I'd love to see Nick dunk. He's 6'4", but I think he would have if he could have there.
I think so too. I think the legs, when you look up with about 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, the legs are sometimes a little spent.
Nick has a quiet 10. Nelson drive and kick. Floater from the baseline is no good. Woodford didn't need that shot, at least not that quickly. Mosby with a rebound. Here comes Brown. He has to get it back to single digits. Brown probably walked with it and got away. Now he recovers as Johnson tried to strip it from him, and Daquise lays it in. 6 points in this 4th quarter, and with 2:55 to go, Scott County's not out of it.
No, they're a couple possessions away, Cal. Woodford's doing nothing on their end. It's almost like they've thrown in the towel and saying, hey, let's get sloppy here and everybody go one-on-one.
Brown and Mosby in a supporting role have kept their team alive in this one. 9-point margin, 3-possession game, 2:55 to play. Fouls, Cards have 6, Jackets with 4, so the next one will be a 1-on-1 situation, but that may not be the worst thing in the world the way things are trending.
You're exactly right. I would stop the clock.
That's your friend right now, the clock stoppage. $59-50 your score. Scott County scratching and clawing. They have trailed this one by about this margin most of the way. Maybe a little more than that for the most
Turnover.
part. That was a dangerous pass.
Yes, it was.
That somehow Smith came up with over Christopher. Johnson drives. Up and under, layup. Moody couldn't foul him because he's got 4.
I believe I would have.
I might have taken the opportunity there.
Give up a layup.
Sacrifice. Take one for the team. Tristan Christopher. Down to 2.5 minutes. It's an 11-point game. Time is of the essence. Brown spin. In traffic. Kicks
Nice
it to
pass.
a streaking Mosby. Layup and in. Mosby with 12. 61-52. Deuces wild. 2:22 to play.
So you can't let that right there. Straight
Uncontested,
line drive.
straight line drive, but he missed it. Middleton with the rebound. Jenkins took the shot. Now Christopher. Chance to get it within 7. Steps back behind the arc. 2 minutes to play. Drive. Christopher. Can't get it to fall.
It went in
Johnson
and out.
rebound. Johnson end to end over Mosby. Mosby will stick a hand in his face to stop the clock and send him to the line with 1:52 to play.
Johnson missed a wide open kid up the wide open teammate up the court there that I don't think he was too happy. His teammate was too happy with.
Had a chance there to get within 7, and instead Johnson makes a free throw to put it back to double digits.
As it went in and out.
19 points for Jasper Johnson, so stealthily he has climbed close to that average. Misses the second. Mosby with the rebound. Johnson averages 22.9 per game. Brown with the strong take once again. 62-54, timeout on the court with 1:41 to play. It's got to be a career high for Daquise Brown, as he has 20 points.
Yeah, he's had a nice game. And I think he will excel in these. Woodford County, as you see, really is not the most defensively sound team that we've seen. You can get what you want from them. You just hope you outscore them. And Daquise has done very well tonight. Nice game.
So what do you do here defensively? Just foul him, send him the line? Extend the game? I mean, it's 10 o'clock. We might as well stay here a little longer.
You have to. You know what? You let them see if you can get the turnover first, and then if they get too far, too much clock runs off, then it's when you have to foul. But I trap and face guard right here big time.
Got a text from DT Wells. We hope the NFHS broadcast will continue. It's supposed to. There is a long pass from Johnson and a dunk to finish. It stayed in the net, but it counts. Makai Smith. We hit the 10 o'clock hour. The timer had to be extended here for the broadcast. But that might be all she wrote, as it is once again a 10-point gap. Johnson with the touchdown pass, and Smith throws it down. And yes, Johnson plays football too when he wants to. Dad has restructured that athletic program in Versailles.
Yes,
it is a force to be reckoned with. Football, basketball, and everything else. Three-pointer for Brown. Can't get it to fall. Rebound comes down to Nelson. Backdoor for an easy layup. Johnson on the assist, Jenkins on the finish, and this one's going to Woodford. 66-54, 1:10 left. Mosby thinking about a three, but no room at the end. Now Christopher with the kick. They'll find Queese. Queese shy about taking it. Can't be at this point. Instead, he'll drive. Almost got the chance
Wow, that was nice.
for the hoop and harm.
That was nice.
Johnson kept it from falling, and Brown will take 2 free throws with 53.4 seconds remaining. Scott County, I'll say one thing for them. They didn't quit playing tonight.
They have not quit playing. And you know what? The male game was a little different. They're kind of on the cusp. They're kind of right there, but there's just they lack that. As you said, Woodford County in the second quarter hit that spurt where that's where they lose it.
That's the one place where it was very similar to the male game, or very similar to the Madison Central game, very similar to fill in the blank. There's been several of those. Brown makes the first, misses the second. 66-55. Johnson with it. Woodford will play keep away. No reason to shoot.
Yep, clock is their enemy right now.
Scott County not looking to foul, it would appear. So we may have called off the dogs. Or waved the white flag, as it were.
There it went.
Now Mosby will reach in. Make a liar out of me, Nick. 26.9.
Moody's fifth foul. He used them all to the very end, Cal.
They get that. I thought it was on Mosby. That'd be his fourth.
It is. I'm sorry, it's up on the board.
I was going to say.
I saw him come out, and I'm thinking, I know that was it for him, so I thought it was his fifth foul.
That might be it for him, regardless.
Yeah.
Smith makes 1 of 2. Brown with the rebound.
Wow, how did he?
Queese. That was almost a highlight film. That was like the Tasmanian Devil.
Wow.
With twin 360s.
Hang on, Cal. I got a little dizzy there.
My goodness. I'm too old for this. Didn't make the layup, and Woodford will run out the clock unless Glenn reaches in and fouls. Please don't.
Yes.
Drive and kick for Nelson, and that will do it. Your final score here from Scott County High School, the Woodford County Yellowjackets 67, the Scott County Cardinals 55. 4th consecutive loss for SC. But other than that segment of the second quarter, I thought they acquitted themselves pretty well.
May have played them pretty even from third quarter on.
They will be back in action Friday night at Sayre in what is a pretty significant one in the 42nd district. The way things are right now, they had that win over Henry Clay to start the district. They've lost to Douglas, Sayre, and Station. So now they're on the second run through, and got to get a couple of wins at least, if not 3, to avoid that 4-5 game.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be more than nice, because you're probably staring at Douglas or Sayre. I mean, either way, you figured out that's not the best matchup in the world. So you'd like to avoid it if you can and play whoever's the lesser of the two evils at that point. Daquise Brown, your DMK CPA player of the game. He finishes with a career high 21. Congratulations to Queese. Nick Mosby with 12. That's the only even close to double-digit scores for the Cardinals. Jasper Johnson had himself a steady game, 19 for Woodford County.
Didn't have to do too much.
Leighton Starks had a surprising 11. He was kind of the outlier. Mackay Smith with 9, Aiden Nelson with 9, Santonio Wade with 9. So they were right on the cusp of having 5 guys in double digits. That'll do it from here. On behalf of Derek Varney, James Scoggin, Mike Scoggin, and DT Wells, I'm merely Cal Oak saying good night, God bless. Your final score one final time here from SC. Woodford County 67, Scott County 55. We'll see you a week from tonight for a girls game here at the Cardinal Nest. See you next time, everybody.